Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we're finna react top 10 best Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moments. Hey, man, the brother got hella top 10 content every day. Every day, YouTube is giving me a new top 10. Yesterday was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Then they just gave me another one that I'm gonna react to tomorrow. So... shout out to YouTube algorithm for giving me more content than what I needed. Shout out to y'all. But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get into this. Top 10 best Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moments by Black Media Man Cave. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Too complex, much too complex, too complex, much too complex.
Maxing, relaxing, all cool. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. And all keeping some ball outside of the school.
In 1988, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff were on top of the world. Their second album, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, was well on its way to being 3 times platinum. And the album not only peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200, but the duo also went on to win the first Grammy for the best rap performance the following year for the single Parents Just Don't Understand. Unfortunately, their follow-up album, And In This Corner, failed to reach the same success, which is an understatement since it only went gold with just around 500,000 albums being sold. To add to that, it was obvious that Will Smith thought the checks would keep rolling in because he openly admits that he was careless with his money and didn't pay his taxes, which ultimately led to him owing the IRS over $2 million. Down on his luck and completely broke, Will Smith's girlfriend at the time convinced him to go down to the Arsenio Hall show to try to network, which led to him running into Quincy Jones, which also led to him getting an audition for an as yet unnamed show on NBC. With only about 10 minutes to prepare, he smashed the audition and ended up being cast as the main star on a new show that would be called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, named after Smith's rap persona. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air premiered in 1990 and is the brainchild of record executive and producer Benny Medina, and is based very loosely on his own life. On the show, Will Smith, who goes by his real name, is forced to move in with his aunt and uncle in the neighborhood of Bel-Air, Los Angeles, California, after getting into a fight at a basketball court. In reality, Benny Medina was somewhat of an orphan after his mother died and his father abandoned him. He bounced around between foster homes and family members for a while before befriending a guy at his high school, whose wealthy parents allowed Medina to move into their modified garage behind their Beverly Hills mansion. This was also a white family, a detail that would be changed for the show, which I think was a great idea.
Yes.
Because it was so rare to see a wealthy black family portrayed on TV. Plus, in my opinion, a wealthy black family opened the door for more unique storytelling opportunities than had they been poor or lower middle class. Even though the show is called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the show is about far more than just Will Smith. He's supported by his aunt Vivian Banks, who was portrayed by Janet Hubert for 3 seasons, before being replaced by Daphne Reed for the last 3 seasons. The rest of the Banks family might have just been one of the best casting jobs in TV show history, as everybody played their parts to perfection. There's Vivian's husband, Uncle Phil, who's played by James Avery, who had a lengthy TV show and voice acting career even before The Fresh Prince, and who I best remember as the voice of the Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. They also have 2 daughters, Hillary and Ashley, played by Karen Parsons and Tatiana M. Ali, who were still fresh actresses at the time, and a son named Carlton, played by Alfonso Ribeiro, who had done some TV show work and that one Michael Jackson commercial that we all know. Rounding out the cast is a wisecracking butler named Jeffrey, played by British actor Joseph Marcel. The Fresh Prince ran for 6 seasons, and even though it lost a little steam after season 4, it remained funny throughout and provided fun family entertainment from the beginning of its run until the end. I've always admired the show because it was never afraid to tackle tough subjects from multiple perspectives. There's some subtle jankiness to it, like the walls of the set moving in season 1, Will Smith mouthing everybody's lines, or the show never figuring out which side of the hall the front door was on. But overall, it was easily the best black family show on TV. Yes, even better than The Cosby Show. Direct all of your hate to the comments. I'm ready for it. Today I'm picking 10 of my most favorite.
But ain't nobody finna debate you on no Cosby Show. You know everybody don't fuck with Bill Cosby. You know everybody don't fuck with Bill Cosby. You already know that, bro. Ain't nobody finna fight you over that.
Moments from the TV show. There's far more than 10 great moments, but I did my best to narrow it down to the ones I thought were the most funny or impactful. Keep in mind that this is my own personal list, so of course your favorite moments may differ. Without further delay, here are my top 10 favorite Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV show moments. Number 10. Make Up Your Mind. By season 5, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air began a bit of a decline. It might have had a little to do with the out-of-nowhere storylines like Uncle Phil randomly opening a record store that's barely ever mentioned again. In reality, it was up in the air whether Will Smith was actually going to return for season 5, so I could see the writing being thrown together at the last minute. Regardless, episode 1 started off strong when Will discovers that the youngest Banks daughter, Ashley, can not just sing, but can sing, and he decides he wants to manage her career to prove to Uncle Phil that he's ready to do bigger things in life, much to the disapproval of Uncle Phil. All throughout the episode, he goes all out trying to get her demo played, and he eventually convinces a music executive named Gordy Berry, a name swap of Berry Gordy, to listen to Ashley perform her song Make Up Your Mind live. Will refuses to let Ashley fail, and my favorite part of the episode is when Will and Carlton become background dancers for Ashley.
They start dancing in the background. Carlton started getting it, dog. I ain't gonna lie, Carlton was going off, nigga. He was going off on this in the background. Will should have just let him go on, bro. He was killing it, bro.
So that she won't be so nervous. But in true Carlton fashion, he goes way overboard with the spotlight.
Dance, although I'm breathing, I can live without you, and you're wasting my time.
By the way, to this day, Ashley's song is still fire.
Facts.
Number 9, Break Out Lucille. What I really liked about the Uncle Phil character is that the show never shied away from the fact that even though he's a rich lawyer, he had humble upbringings and wasn't always rich and successful. He keeps that aspect of his life suppressed, not because he's ashamed of it, but because he wants his family to have better than he and his wife did. His lifestyle is in direct contrast to the more street-savvy attitude of Will, who even though he constantly talks about being from the mean streets of Philly, is too young to actually have any experience in life. This becomes a problem in episode 22 of season 1, when Will goes to a pool hall and gets hustled for money and a car by not only a pool shark, but seemingly everybody in the pool hall. They agree to let Will go home and come back with the money, but that only prompts the lawyer and Uncle Phil to go back to the hall with Will to settle things in his own way. At first, he appears to be in way over his head, but then we learn why you never judge a man by his current success, especially if he's from the streets.
How much?
Let's say a nice round figure like $100 a ball.
Okay. $100 a ball.
Jeffrey?
Break out Lucille.
Played your ass.
Don't let the suits and law degree fool you. Uncle Phil ain't to be messed with.
R.P. Uncle Phil, man.
Number 8. Why don't you just use your nails? I can't even begin to list how many beautiful black women that we know and love today that appeared on The Fresh Prince. Everybody from Naomi Campbell to Vanessa Williams to Vivica Fox. Some even appeared twice as different characters like Nia Long and Queen Latifah. In episode 1 of season 2, Will falls madly in love with a girl named Kathleen, who's played by Tisha Campbell, and the relationship is moving just a little too fast for Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil.
No. I miss you more. No, I miss you more. All right, you miss me more. Oh, you gotta go? I'm gonna miss you. No, I'm gonna miss you more.
They both feel like Will and Kathleen should slow it down and get to know each other a little more before deciding on being soulmates. Their theory couldn't have been proven any more true when an earthquake happens and Will and Kathleen become stuck together in a basement and forced to get to know things about each other that they probably wish they didn't have. Kathleen learns that Will is a little bit of a big baby and self-centered at that. And Will learns, well, remember that one scene from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker when Keenan meets that girl in the nightclub?
Yep.
Think that, but far less over the top.
Yeah.
Wait, baby, what happened to your big green eyes?
I put them in my little black purse.
Here, look, I can't open this thing.
I thought you were supposed to be the big man.
Look, you the one that's hungry. Use your fingernails.
Look, here. Knock yourself out.
This episode shows off Tisha Campbell's early and often underrated acting ability in TV shows. Number 7. Vitamin E. Will Smith openly talks about how much he hates some of his performances on The Fresh Prince and how the show helped him become a better actor. But on the contrary, I feel like he turned in some pretty decent performances on the show. That was definitely the case in episode 19 of season 3, when Will gets so weighed down by all of the extra activities that he has going on that he ends up being offered speed by one of his classmates, just in case he wants to casually get into drugs as a teenager. This was 3 years before Family Matters would tackle a similar subject, so having a drug-themed episode in a black sitcom was somewhat new. Struggling with a pimple right before a big dance at the school, Carlton mistakenly takes the speed that was in Will's locker, thinking it was vitamin E. And I mean, he takes all of it.
Pop, that boy Carlton was off that beam, boy. Carlton was off that beam, boy. He was gone.
Step 1, even vitamins aren't supposed to be down like that. This leads Carlton to passing out and ending up in the hospital. He doesn't want Will to get in trouble, so he covers for him. But that only makes Will feel worse, because now everybody thinks Carlton is an idiot. This leads to Will confessing that it came out of his locker.
It's crazy how in the newer adaptation of the show, the reboot version of the show, they flipped this and made Carlton an actual druggie. Which is why I will ask this question to this day. When is we getting season 3? Because they ended off on such a good note. I really want to see how this dynamic is going to work now that the cat's out the bag that Carlton is a druggie. Okay? I really want to get... Can we get season 3 sometime soon, please? Can we get a date? Can we get a teaser? Will! Brother Will, where you at? We need that season 3 of Bel-Air, man. Come on, Chief. We need that. The streets is fiending, dog. I want that season 3 of Bel-Air, man. Wow, man. They ended off on a good note on season 2, dog.
And he's forced to apologize in front of their entire family. For some reason, it's an extremely tense moment, even just watching it. And it's shot in a way where you feel yourself in Will's shoes, even though you ain't got nothing to do with it.
I mean, I had basketball practice and I had finals and everything. And then Carlton. Sorry.
Come here.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
It's also the first time Will Smith cries on the show, despite people thinking it's another moment we'll get to later. Number 6, I Have a Secret. Season 4, episode 5, is mostly about Carlton finally losing his virginity.
I hate this episode. I hate this episode because of how she treated Carlton, bro. She took his virginity and made him feel like he was with somebody special. And the only reason why I hate this episode is because I can relate to this episode, because this has happened to me so many times. This happened to me so many times by you goddamn cougars. I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm getting tired of y'all fucking me and leaving me. Stop doing that to me. I got feelings too. I'm a human. I got feelings too. Why you gotta hurt my feelings? Don't fuck me. Don't tell me you love me, then fuck me and leave me. Damn. At least had the decency to say. At least had the decency to say, I got my rocks off. I'm good. You can at least tell me that. I won't have no ways towards you. It's the no more response. It's the no, I'm not finna respond to your text messages anymore. I'm gonna block you from calling me. And I ain't feeling like that. I'm just hitting you up. I'm just making sure you good. Shit. You up there in age. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know if you had a heart attack, you got cancer, what's going on? I'm just making sure you good. But nah, it's sorry I ain't text you in a while. But I just needed some time to be by myself. I still be thinking about you though. Bitch, it's been 4 months. Fuck you. I'm already on a new cougar. Leave me alone. I'm happy with my new cougar. She got bigger titties than you.
To a woman named Joanne.
She bought me a PlayStation 5. Fuck you.
He lost it to a woman who was married at the time, unknown to Carlton. And she's not just married, she's married to Trouble Man. That's right, Trouble Man. Or if you want to get posse about this, King David himself, Robert Hooks, makes a brief appearance as the school dean. But that's not why this is on my favorite moments list. The real best moment of this episode is when Uncle Phil learns that the ethics board is trying to find any small indiscretion among the judges in the city. And since he became a judge in the previous season, he doesn't want anything to cost him his job. That's when the butler Jeffrey reveals that he has a secret. Everybody is worried about what it might be. Could he be here illegally? Nah, that's not it. Is he a criminal? Nope. Guess again. The real secret is that he once cheated in a race over in England and took a cab to the finish line, which is a parody of an event that really happened in the US. And that's why he moved to America. The family's reaction to his confession never gets old.
Why don't you run into the kitchen and give me some? Oh, or better yet, take a cab!
Emotional damage!
He gets the last laugh.
When did you get your green card?
Green card? What green card?
Shout out to Jeffrey.
Number 5. You don't even know what that means.
This might be my favorite episode. This just might be my favorite episode. The only thing that makes this the only thing that knocks this episode is just the continuity of the show. I really wish they would have let Carlton's character develop so much more, considering the fact that they're in college and they're becoming men. I really wish they would have let this episode right here be where Carlton goes from. He can still be the goofy cousin from time to time, but his character really starts to change. He starts looking at things a little bit more differently now. He's not so whitewashed as he used to be. Now he's starting to become more in tune with his inner black side. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to recognize the effects of his color, his race. He's starting to get more in tune with it. I really wish they would have developed Carlton's character just a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. A little bit of character. That's the one knock I will say about shows from the 90s, is that character development was non-existent. Whatever the character was, that's what they were. They never developed in these 90s sitcoms. They never did. Okay? Unless they were like a little kid and started growing up and getting older, then you could see a little bit of character development here and there, because they're not little kids anymore. So you have to develop them. You can't have an 8-year-old playing a 5-year-old. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. That 5-year-old developing into an 8-year-old has to act like an 8-year-old. So you have to develop their character somewhat. You know what I'm saying? Like with Ashley. Ashley started off as like, what, 11, 12? And as she got older, her character just developed more and more. Whereas with Carlton and Will going off to college, I feel like that was a perfect opportunity to develop their characters. Now, Hillary, I feel like the first 2 seasons, Hillary wasn't really that dumb. She was actually really like... She was actually pretty smart. But as the seasons went on, they dumbed her down. And I never understood that. But anyways, let's get right back into this.
One thing great about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is that it's never afraid to tackle issues about race, even if that means dealing with racial issues within our own community. That issue was in the forefront of episode 8 of season 4, when Will and Carlton attempt to pledge to a black fraternity. Pledging is hard enough as it is, but it's made even harder for Carlton when the frat leader, Top Dog, played by OG Barbie Johnson himself, Glenn Plummer, decides that Carlton isn't black enough, since he comes from a rich family and doesn't really fit his standard of acting black. Even Top Dog's own frat brother calls him out for singling out Carlton, but I don't know if I'd listen to him either, because I heard he don't take care of his responsibilities.
Understand is that Mr. Clark believes in us. He provided an environment.
He doesn't believe in you because you don't take care of your responsibility.
Anyway, the day.
But you should have wore a condom. That would have been I would have got my paper. You're not gonna get that off on me. That ain't my problem, bitch. Shit. Bitch, that ain't my problem. You should have wore. You should have let me wear the condom. You was like, nah, Big Daddy, I want to feel it. Shit, all right. Shit, that's on you. Shit, you the one got pregnant. I provided the condom. You said no. I provided the safety to continue our lives as young teenagers. You said no. So don't get mad at me when you end up pregnant. Alright? Cause I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. You brought this on yourself, sister. Good luck.
Of the crossover, Carlton learns that he's not.
I ain't like that, by the way. If I ever have a kid, I'm gonna take responsibility. I want a kid in the future. I want a kid in the future. I'm just saying, if I was in that situation, I would have. You know what I'm saying? I would. She ain't gonna pop that off on me and expose me like that in front of all these people. You not finna embarrass me in front of all these people. I'm gonna have the last laugh. Oh, please believe I'm gonna have the last laugh. I'm petty like that. I go the distance, bitch.
Not being accepted and why.
Ain't no J. Cole over here.
Top Dog.
You think I'm a sellout. Why? Because I live in a big house or I dress a certain way? You said we need to stick together, but you don't even know what that means. If you ask me, you're the real sellout.
This is one of the rare moments where Alfonso Ribeiro drops the goofy, preppy Carlton character. And I really wish it was more moments than this, because it gives the character more dimensions than what he was mostly known for.
I'm about to end this man's whole
Bottom line,
career.
though,
What career? I'm not a rapper. What career?
Indifferent. Number 4. Get out of the car.
Oh, this is definitely a classic.
I always
right?
laugh a little when I hear people talk like police brutality and profiling are.
This is definitely a top 5 Fresh Prince episode. You cannot say this is not a top 5. This is definitely a top 5. Most definitely. I've had no problem with this man's list so far. This list has been fired.
A new thing. Black TV shows have been doing episodes about police mistreatment for years, and it's like an inside joke in the black community. It's almost a given that you're going to be harassed at least once in your life if you're black, so you might as well be prepared like Will Smith was in season 1, episode 6, when he and Carlton are pulled over by the cops because they were driving a luxury car while black. Carlton is totally unprepared for this situation, and this episode highlights 2 things. 1, that being raised in a sheltered environment leads to you not only being unsympathetic to the issues, but also unqualified to tell somebody else what to do in this situation.
Just a sec. But the thing is, officer, this isn't
This is my car.
Get out of the car,
Carlton.
What?
He's going to tell us to get out of the car.
You watch too much TV, Will.
Get out of the car.
The second is that cops who are like this usually assume that you or anybody in your family doesn't understand the law and that it will be easy to violate your rights. But Uncle Phil, being a lawyer and all, sets the situation right in his best Uncle Phil way.
Did you notify their parents? No, because we're their parents. So, officer, don't tell us to wait, and don't tell us to sit down. Just open that damn cell and let those 2 boys out of there, or I'm going to tie this place up in so much litigation that your grandchildren are going to need lawyers.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's here with me! That's why he's
Number 3. By the final season, the show had clearly gone downhill, and there were far less episodes with serious dramatic moments and life lessons. That's a good thing though, because sometimes you need a little comedy to break up the drama every now and then. Even though season 6 doesn't measure up quality-wise to the ones before it, episode 8 provides possibly one of the most iconic moments of the show, when Will and Carlton get stuck in Las Vegas because Carlton lost all of their money gambling. They try to reason with the casino boss to get their money back, which ranks right up there with one of the dumbest ideas ever, but in the end, they decide to enter a talent contest with the prize being money. Of all the things Will and Carlton could have done, they decide to do a dance to Apache by the Sugar Hill Gang, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. In a behind-the-scenes video, Will Smith talks about the fact that they would do this little dance all the time in the backstage area as a joke, and you can see them do it at random times in the background all throughout the show's run. I've seen people do this dance at weddings, football games, church. Hell, we even did it on the field when I was in the band in high school. It was everywhere at the time, and it's easily one of the most memorable moments of the show. Number 2, why he don't want me, man? I bet a lot of you probably.
How is this number 2? What possible moment could be better than this? This is Will at his finest right here. This is when you knew Will was going to be him. So what moment could possibly be better than this one? I just want to know.
They assume this would be number 1, but nah, I personally feel like another moment was more impactful. In episode 24 of season 4, Will's daddy, Lou, shows up out of nowhere, and nobody in the family is prepared for it. He's played by Ben Vereen, and after 14 years of not being in his life, he tells Will that he's ready to make things right. One aspect of this episode that I like is that Daphne Reed gets a chance to really show that she can act.
Yes.
And by this point,
yes,
I think
that's
she got
what
past.
I'm saying though. This episode alone it's unfuckwittable. I don't know what episode could be fuckwittable, but just hold that thought real quick. Hold that thought. We'll be right back because I gotta go use the bathroom. Alrighty, we back. I'm going to the bathroom for about 45 minutes. I left the window open, but I'll go in there for about 45 minutes. I had to take a dookie.
That's the idea that she wasn't as good as Janet Hubert. Personally, I feel like they were a tie. Anyway, Uncle Phil sees right through Lou, but holds back on his criticism when he sees how happy Will is to finally have his dad in his life. That is until it's revealed that some things never change, and if Lou wanted to be in Will's life, he would have done it already.
Will is not a coat that you hang in the closet, then pick it up when you're ready to wear it.
He takes off once again, never to be seen, and Will Smith channels the reaction of many, many men in this world who may have had absentee fathers and never really knew how to express their feelings about it.
I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. How come he don't want me, man?
Sad.
Lou might have been Will's dad, but this episode solidifies that Uncle Phil was his father.
All right, what was number 1? I need to know what's
Number 1. Give me the gun.
No, you gotta swap these two. Nothing compares to that other episode. I understand this is an episode where Carlton's character shows range, but once again, just like the other episode when they was trying to be a part of the Alpha Sigma shit, you know what I'm saying? When they was trying to be down with the brothers, just like in that episode, the continuity of Carlton's character doesn't carry over. He just reverts back to silly Carlton. That's why I'm swapping these two, because with Will, it's a one-off episode. We don't see his father come back after that, and that's perfectly fine. It was a great episode. I'm sorry, but you got to swap these two. I completely agree. This is definitely a top tier episode, which is why I put it at number 2 all time. But to put it over the episode with Will and his dad, nah, that one hit more different than this one, because the following episode he goes back to silly Carlton. Like the gun, like him having a gun in his pocket didn't happen. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Episode 15 of season 5 starts out like any other. Will and Carlton are going out to have a little fun and stop at an ATM machine to withdraw some money. Unfortunately, they're held up at gunpoint, something you don't really expect to happen where they live, and in a panic, the robber shoots as Will jumps in front of Carlton to shield him. Will survives, of course, and everybody in the family is just happy he's okay. A little too happy for Carlton's taste. See, this situation pretty much shatters his whole reality. He doesn't feel safe anymore. He feels like the justice system is a failure, and he doesn't want to feel like a victim. So what do people do when they feel threatened or powerless? Well, in Carlton's case, he goes to buy a gun, and when Will feels it during a hug, he tries to tell his cousin that that's not who he is, and that having the gun makes him no different than the people he hates. What follows is bar none the best acting that Will Smith has done on the entire series, and you can tell by this point that he had vastly improved since the beginning.
I saved your life, man. I saved your life. You owe me! Now give me the gun, Carlton. Give me the gun. I saved your life. I want the gun!
Carlton is not just his cousin, but his best friend, and he knows that this situation has forever changed not just Carlton, but both of them, and he doesn't even have to say it. It all comes through in his performance. That's why this is my pick for the best Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moment. And that's my list. Once again, there's no way to cover everything in one video, so let me know what are your best Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moments, and I'll see you next time.
Hey man, it's a good video though, but I'm swapping number 1 for number 2. I'm swapping number 1 for number 2. I'm sorry, but I have to. I have to swap number 1 for number 2. It just is what it is. But anyways though, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Give me y'all top 10 down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you. Till then, peace out.